being paid for by the New World Order.
Oh, you didn't know?
You ready? Let's go.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Feed me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Big Daddy Cool Vinny Apicella, and I am here with another episode of the Sportswire Podcast. That's right, folks. Today is actually Tuesday, July 21st, 2015. I apologize for not posting a podcast episode yesterday, as has been the norm every Monday since April. But you know what? I was having car issues. I will go into that a little bit later on in the show. But today's Tuesday, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I really didn't get a chance to watch either WWE Battleground or Monday Raw after I plan on catching up on that last night or tonight. I'll go over what I know, what I've heard, the rumors that are flying out of there since then, and also going forth with SummerSlam coming up in just a little over a month away. All right, so I do want to thank our sponsors, Jerry Wilson from oh bother, I keep forgetting where it is. First off, I do have to let everybody know that we are in September. In September, SWE and Fat Cat Radio. We are actually going to be live at the Ride for Lexi 2015 in New Britain, Connecticut. It's a poker run ride to benefit Lexi Zinzalet. She's a child or teenager now, I should say, born with brittle bones disease. So quite honestly, they need help for medical bills and stuff, and I met her at one of the autograph signings because of the she's a big wrestling fan, so a lot of the independent wrestlers and even the former WWE superstars and Hall of Famers went up to her and really got to know her, took pictures with her and all that kind of stuff. So definitely looking to help out, and we're going to be doing some auctions and raffles to benefit her in September. I got to get the date. I have another page right now up actually on Facebook, so I can't look at it right now. But before the end of the night or before the end of the episode, I will let you know the exact date of it. And just to let you know, too, we're going to be broadcasting live from there. So we're trying to get as many local talent to donate some stuff because we want to be able to raffle and auction off merchandise and raise some funds for this person, this beautiful little soldier there who's and her family, of course, that are going through this ordeal together. So that's what it's all about. So let me just get to our sponsors. Jerry Wilson from It's So Awesome. Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions. His website is facebook.com/jerry.wilson.180410. And also Wayne Jones Management Company, www.blemg.com. So they're sponsoring Fat Cat Radio, so I want to give them a great shout out. The other page, I want to give a shout out to A&M Fitness. They're not necessarily a sponsor, but a good friend of my girlfriend's best friend owns the place, and he's become a pretty good friend of mine. So I want to give him a little bit of support. A&M Fitness. Check them out. They are on Facebook as well, and that is facebook.com/AM Fitness Southington. And so that's they're in Southington, Connecticut, AM Fitness. So you could definitely check them out because, if you feel like you want to get into shape, definitely check them out. So let me get back to what I was originally trying to get to. Where are we? And I'm not getting anywhere. Where are we? Here we go. All right, let's just try to get back to where we were. The other thing I got to mention is the other thing I definitely have to mention is Sister Sue's homemade jams and jellies. I'm trying to find out the exact name, their exact website on Facebook. Here we go. Perfect. Right up at the top. I love it. Okay. So Facebook.com/pages/sister-sues-homemade-jams-and-jellies/365-652-10345. Actually, just if you just look up, if you just go to Facebook and you search Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies, you'll find them out. I have to say, I definitely think it's awesome. They're in West Virginia. The phone number is 304-350-1690. I tried their habanero hot pepper jelly this past weekend. They came up and stayed at my hotel again and brought me some, and dude, I'm telling you, it's out of this world. If you like heat, and you like sweet heat, then you know what, you will love this. Then they have hotter too. I only got the habanero because, well, I wanted to try the lower one before I worked up my way up. But definitely habanero hot pepper jelly. She also brought up some strawberry jam and cherry jam for my girlfriend, and we haven't actually tried those yet. We will, but I definitely check them out because they're inexpensive, they're organic, they're homemade. All the jams and jellies. I put an advertisement out for them this past Saturday or Sunday, and definitely out of this world. Check it out. Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies. I love them. I think they're out of this world. Definitely check out the habanero hot pepper jelly. And they have a ghost pepper hot pepper jelly, and they're working on something even hotter than the ghost pepper, which is kind of top secret at this time, but they're working on it. So that's what that is. So check them out. Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies, as well as AM Fitness out of Southington, Connecticut. Check them out because that's what it is. Okay. So I have to say I've been watching a lot of stuff on Facebook, and before I get into the WWE stuff, there's quite a few funny videos on Facebook. You know, the thing is the RKO, obviously Randy Orton's finishing move. The RKO has been getting a lot of press lately, not necessarily press in terms of, it's making SportsCenter or it's making the local news or whatever. But it's being parodied, so to speak. Everywhere you look, you hear of, you see videos on Facebook all the time of the RKO out of nowhere, whether it be in a football game, whether it be just people in school or people in, on a pool. I saw one where a guy was giving a girl an RKO into off of a pier, looked like into a lake. Now, I've done the backyard wrestling thing, so for me to say don't try this at home is kind of hypocritical, but if you're going to try it, make sure it's on a soft surface and you're not really trying to hurt the person or break their neck, because you could break their neck with the RKO. But I just think it's pretty funny that that's how that is. All right, so going on to WWE, since we were talking about Randy Orton and the RKO, Battleground, from what I heard, I didn't get to watch it yet. Like I said, I'm going to watch it tonight because, well, I didn't get to watch it on Sunday. I was dealing with car issues all weekend, and I'll get to that a little bit later, but I definitely want you guys to send your questions. Obviously, you can't view this live or listen to this live, but anytime I post on Facebook that I'm going to be recording, definitely send questions, to me. I forgot to mention all of our websites. First of all, swe-ct.com, myfatcatradio.com, Facebook.com/SportswireCT, Facebook.com/BDC Vinny Apicella, Facebook.com/FatCatRadio Enterprise, or Enterprises. Let's see. On Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram, Periscope, Tout, Foursquare, Tumblr, quite a few of them, a lot of them out there. You can check us out at SWE Connecticut, and also on YouTube and Google Plus is Sportswire SWE. So you could conceivably find us just about anywhere and get in touch with us and listen to us, and definitely, and also on iTunes. You can subscribe and download on iTunes. We got a big push over the past few days on iTunes. Just definitely go to iTunes. You're going to search Sportswire, or go to the podcast page. You search Sportswire and look for our flame logo, and you can just subscribe and download right from there. And this way, every episode that gets posted will go directly to your listening device, whether it be an iPod, an iPhone, an iPad, your iTunes alone on your computer, and you can put it on your MP3 player, whatever, and also on the Spreaker app, Spreaker.com/show/sports-wire. And you can listen to it right from there. On the Spreaker app, again, search Sports-Wire, look for our flame logo, listen to it right from there. And the Spreaker app you can download for your Apple or Android devices. I don't think they have them yet for Windows Phone, so, of course, Windows Phone being the redheaded stepchild of the app stores and of the operating systems for phones, that's what that is. All right, so WWE Battleground. From what I heard, it was actually a pretty good show. Randy Orton and Sheamus had a pretty good opening match, and the fact that they were in Randy Orton's hometown, he got the win. It's not going to hurt Sheamus too much because the match I heard was good, and they had to give Orton the win in his hometown of St. Louis. So that was pretty decent. I'm glad to see Randy Orton, getting on the winning ways, and Sheamus is still Mr. Money in the Bank, so he's got the world title, at least a world title shot coming up. I would probably say a world title run coming up. And wouldn't that be something if Brock Lesnar gets the title back, which he actually won't. Thank you. And then that would be a pretty good match, Sheamus and Brock. But regardless of the case, I'll more on that in just a little bit. They had a three-way Divas match. It was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Brie Bella, one from each of the three Divas factions, and Charlotte came out with the victory. I love the fact that they're actually, I've heard that they're actually trying to get rid of all the WWE Divas to bring up the NXT, women wrestlers, which I think would be a fantastic idea. I mean, you need the mix of eye candy to athleticism, but you need the athleticism, especially if it's a wrestling, a sports entertainment. You need the sports part. You don't just go with entertainment. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the divas are gorgeous to look at, as any man would lust over them, to be completely honest. But the fact is, they're not athletically sound. They're not wrestlers. The Attitude Era is over. So the idea of only going to the shows to watch, tits and ass, for lack of a better term, is over. I mean, guys always want to see that, but for wrestling fans, the people who have supported the WWE through thick and thin for the past 50 to 75 years, they want to see wrestling. They don't want to just see, a diva like Nikki Bella have the title for 10 months because, they don't have anybody else good enough for to run with the title. AJ, no matter how much I didn't like her, she had it right. Her, Caitlyn, and a lot of the other ones that were against the Total Divas back in the Survivor Series back in 2013, they had it right. The Total Divas show has ruined the WWE female wrestling division. I will stand by that because they want to, don't get me wrong, they want to get that other demographic. My girlfriend's mother and her, they like the reality shows. I don't think I've ever seen them watch Total Divas, but they like reality shows. So if you're going to go in there and you're going to want another new demographic of people, you're going to go into that reality show market and you're going to get crossover fans. But for wrestling purists, and I'm not saying that everybody out there is a wrestling purist, I'm just talking about the fact that, people that watch it for the athleticism, they're not going to watch it for the divas because no matter how good they're getting, they're not great. Like I said, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, gone are the days of Trish Stratus and Lita and, even Tori Wilson and Michelle McCool, Jacqueline, and there's a few other out there. Ivory, Victoria, they were women wrestlers, and they were divas too, but they were real good, solid female wrestlers. Mickie James is in there too. TNA blows them away. The TNA knockouts, if TNA wanted to make a lot of money and just focus on women's wrestling with the knockouts they have, and I'm not saying that they're not gorgeous or anything because, Velvet Sky, in my opinion, is probably the most beautiful woman in wrestling today. Her and Nikki Bella are tied for the top. But they have women wrestlers. They're, and they call them knockouts, whatever, but they're not divas. And that's my point. When you see Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim main eventing a pay-per-view style Impact, okay, with a ladder match, that's never been done in the WWE before. I've never seen a female ladder match. I've seen bra and panty matches up the wazoo, but I've never seen a female, a Divas ladder match for the Divas title. That's never happened. I don't think it ever will happen because WWE babies their Divas. But you know what? In a couple years, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks have gotten their call up to the main roster. I wouldn't mind seeing a Divas Championship match, ladder match between Charlotte and Sasha or Becky Lynch or any of those three in there. Because you know what? That's going to draw some money. Stephanie McMahon is getting behind this give Divas a chance thing, of course, 6 months too late because AJ started that after she left the company, that hashtag gives Divas a chance 6 months ago in January. But now we're in July. Now they're finally getting their push. They're getting their run. They're getting that opportunity. And I really applaud Stephanie McMahon for finally taking care of that because we needed it. The wrestling fans need they need the change. They need the talent. They need to see that you're giving the females from NXT the chance to shine instead of just these paper cookie cutter divas that you slap a pair of fake boobs and a short shorts on and that's your stereotypical diva. Well, you know what? Quite honestly, it doesn't cut it. It's good to look at, and, they get the ratings, but beauty is fleeting, as it says in the Bible. But you know what? I fully believe that eventually the current crop of WWE divas are going to cease to exist. No more Bella Twins, because they can't work. Nikki Bella's getting better. Because she's been fighting every month at the pay-per-views because she's a champion. She's been getting better. Cameron they've all been getting better. I got to give them credit for working. They're getting better, but they're not to the level of Charlotte or Sasha or Becky. So I definitely want to see them, step up their games. All right, so I'm going to get to our first song. There's I don't know if I've ever played this song before. I played Dean Wilde before, but I've never played this song of hers. It's called Only Human. So here it is, Only Human by Dean Wilde, right here on the Sportswire.
Human, I'm only human. Human, I'm only human. I'm only human, I've got emotions too. The side inside this chest is a little bruised from being used. Born strong, one of God's soldiers, living in a world full of new world order. It's taking over, moving forward, no going back. Never good to let yourself stay too attached to the past. I'm only human. We let go, too much pride, so many emotions that we try to hide, try to change the way we feel inside, the way half the world is living, it's just a lie. Where's your pride? Hide it behind a mask, it's your disguise. At night when you see Jansen, hold your head high, look up to the skies, ask the Lord, he won't lie. Human, 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 I'm only human. Human, 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 I'm only human. Can you protect me from evil, God? Can you save my life? Got the angels with me on my left shoulder, but the devil's on my right. Take me for a ride so I can see the light. Opened up my eyes to the bigger picture. My future's looking bright. I'm only human. I'm only human. Dean Wild. Stay Blessed Productions. Yeah. Human, human, human. I'm only human. Human, human, human. I'm only human.
All right, and that was Dean Wild with Only Human right here on the Sportswire. I got to say, she's a fantastic Canadian talent. Yes, I said Canadian. She's from Toronto. So check her out. Every time I post the podcast, and whoever I have as musical talent on the show, I'll always, check them, tag them, so to speak, in the post, because I want you guys to not only listen to the podcast, but I want you to check out all these local independent talents that are out there, not necessarily local to Connecticut, but local talents from all over the country and continent, and check them out because they're fantastic. They're great talent. So that was Dean Wild again with Only Human right here on the Sportswire. Okay, so we were talking about Battleground. I talked about the Divas triple threat match. Another tag team title match was the New Day defending or going against the Primetime Players. Primetime Players won. They retained the title, which is good. So the New Day can chase and really get some heat on them, and then all of a sudden they'll end up winning the titles at some point, and they'll be monster heels by then, which I'd like to see that side of Kofi Kingston. I mean, Kofi has been a fan favorite face for his entire WWE career until the New Day came about, and I think it's actually pretty cool. All right, so next up, they had a one-on-one match between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. This feud is getting... I don't know whether it's getting out of hand. I don't exactly know what it's for, if it's to enhance Roman Reigns a little bit before he gets to the world title or whatever. But I think, from what I've heard, I mean, I heard the Wyatt family is getting back together, which I think is, I don't know, it's almost like the WWE is having second thoughts on Luke Harper and Eric Rowan by putting them back with Bray Wyatt, or they're having second thoughts about Bray Wyatt. The gimmick, I thought, ended a little too early. So that was that was that. So I'm kind of glad that they're, getting back together. Of course, it's, 8 months later, or maybe closer to a year later. But, 10 months ago, Bray Wyatt said he was setting them free. And, they went their separate ways. Luke Harper, stayed a heel, had a run with the Intercontinental title. And then Eric Rowan went face, which was a last-minute decision to join Team Cena at the Survivor Series. And had a pretty good run as a face. But then he got hurt, and he really never got the push he needed. He fought Big Show in the tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs, or the stairs match at TLC in December, but never really got that really big push. I thought they were going to do more with his genius gimmick of being really, really smart, that he could do a Rubik's Cube and all this kind of other stuff, which would have been an awesome gimmick, similar to that of maybe of a Bob Backlund. If they brought Backlund in to be, his manager, I think that would have been great. Nice throwback to Bobby the Brain Heenan too, but apparently not. So, from what I've heard, I get all my wrestling information from WrestleZone.com, and from what I've heard through the Gorilla Vine, okay, they are going to be beefing up this feud in the next couple weeks, probably 2 weeks before SummerSlam, by introducing an icon into the picture, where it's looking to be maybe a tag team or a 6-man tag match. Okay, you're going to see Sting. That's right, Sting is going to be introduced into this feud, where Sting will team with Roman Reigns to face Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. At Battleground, Luke Harper came out and cost Roman Reigns the match, in which obviously Bray Wyatt won. So, and with Eric Rowan being hurt, from what I've heard, it might be a 6-man match with Dean Ambrose teaming with Roman Reigns and Sting to face Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and a possible new Wyatt family member, if that's the way they go at SummerSlam. To me, I don't know. This feud seems kind of odd to me, and the reason why, it is, I look at Bray Wyatt, his character, but the reason why I say it looks odd to me is because of the simple fact that I think that Bray Wyatt is a darker character, and we know that. But to have Sting come back, and we don't want to see Sting. Yeah, I've heard that they want to see Sting versus Roman Reigns for the world title at WrestleMania. I don't think that'll ever happen, because I don't think they're going to give Sting a title run, or Sting versus Seth Rollins. I don't think they're going to give Sting a title run. I wouldn't give Sting a title run. He's more of an attraction at this point in his career, where he's going to wrestle a few matches for the WWE. He got his WrestleMania moment. Gear up WrestleMania 32, Undertaker and Sting. Both of them have their retirement match, and then they get inducted to the Hall of Fame the night before. In my opinion, that's the way it should go down. But that's just me. That's just me. But anyway, so Sting is going to be injected into this feud for right before SummerSlam, maybe a week or two before SummerSlam, and that's going to be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to seeing Sting in the ring again, be it a tag team match. Give him a young guy like Roman Reigns, or both Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, to do all the work instead of having to. Instead of having to a one-on-one match. Okay. So, according to Garfield, today is National Junk Food Day. Yeah, that's just random. I lost my train of thought for a second, so I saw that on Facebook. I figured I'd share. But anyway, so after that match, John Cena faced Kevin Owens. John Cena defending the United States Championship. All fingers, all opinions, everything pointed to Kevin Owens getting the United States Championship from John Cena. However, John Cena made Kevin Owens tap out, and he won. So I don't know. It adds a lot more legitimacy to the U.S. title. I know that John Cena has taken that title and really added some legitimacy to it. I'm glad, because it needed to. With when Brock Lesnar was out. Because he, wasn't fighting and he was the world champion, they needed to depend on the IC title and the U.S. title to, pick up the slack in no uncertain terms. And it really, Rusev did pretty good with the U.S. title, but John Cena has brought it to heights that it hasn't been in a long, long time, since the days of Dusty Rhodes having the U.S. title, or Ric Flair, or Roddy Piper, or, or Lex Luger, back in the WCW era. Nobody in the WWE ever really had a good run with the U.S. title, except for John Cena. And, amazing. John Cena 10 years later won the same title that he started with, because the U.S. title was his first singles title. And now, over 10 years later, he gets it again. And he's been legitimizing that thing all over the place. I'm anxious to see what they do for SummerSlam, if they're going to give another return match with Kevin Owens, or if they're going to, let Cena move on to another feud. So it remains to be seen, but I'm very interested, and I think a lot of other people are. This is the first time that John Cena has had whole crowds behind him, and it's not for a lack of Kevin Owens getting fans. Kevin Owens has his fans, but I also think that John Cena, because even though he's so polarizing, he's a great wrestler, he's a great talent, and he's the one that's legitimizing the U.S. title. So he's going to have that fan base now. Kevin Owens is playing a great heel. He's playing a great, after attacking MGK and Machine Gun Kelly, for those of you who don't know rappers. After attacking him and having all the, the heel type promos and, talking about John Cena, disrespecting him by trying to shake his hands and all that, those are just throwback heel promos to the days of like Ric Flair being a monster heel. Randy Savage. And, it's great. And Kevin Owens is a great talent. I can't talk enough about him because, he's going to be one of the guys to lead the WWE into the future. I look to him to have that U.S. title any time now, whether he beats John Cena or has to go through somebody else. But I think John Cena knows that at some point he's going to have to pass the torch and do the job for Kevin Owens. So that's what that is. There was no Intercontinental title match because Ryback got hurt. He had a staph infection or something. So Big Show just came out and knocked out The Miz, and that was about it. Side note on the Big Show, I just read that the WWE is partnered with the Special Olympics World Games. They're going to be held in, I believe, Los Angeles this year. And the Big Show is going to be the what is that thing? He's going to be the They're representative. It's the Big Show is going to be their representative there. If I could think of the name before the end of the show, I'm sure it'll pop into my head at some point. But Big Show is going to be, be there. He's going to be the one representing the WWE there, and that's what it is. All right. So we're going to get to our next song while my brain kind of gets back on track. As a matter of fact, before we get to the song, let me go over the world title match. Seth Rollins against Brock Lesnar. And, everybody thought that Brock Lesnar was going to end up winning the title because Seth Rollins is a big, what. Kane hurt, J&J Security not being at their best. Everybody thought that Brock Lesnar was going to go in there and kick his ass. And, it's amazing. I think Brock Lesnar is the only person that can be a face and a heel at the same time. I swear. He's facing Seth. He's facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania as a heel. Okay? Seth Rollins comes in and steals the title. Okay? He starts to beat up Seth Rollins. He's a face. Coming back for Battleground, he's facing Seth Rollins. He's a face. Then, out of the blue, The Undertaker returns at Battleground in the middle of the ring to confront Brock Lesnar, and the match ends in a no contest. Seth Rollins wins by disqualification or whatever the case may be, and Seth Rollins escapes with the title. So now Brock Lesnar is a heel again because he's feuding with The Undertaker. Undertaker and Brock Lesnar is going to be at SummerSlam. Don't understand exactly, it's been a year and a half since Brock broke the streak, so I guess they're just trying to get dates out of Brock now, And, with Sting and The Undertaker both being in the building at SummerSlam, could we see a 6-month setup for WrestleMania, Sting versus The Undertaker? I think that'll be absolutely fantastic. So the Undertaker looks to be in great shape, especially if he's coming back to fight again this year. After the past few years, it's only been, once a year. And as a matter of fact, in the entire calendar year, after Brock broke his streak at WrestleMania 30, we didn't see him again until WrestleMania 31. So he only wrestled that one time for that whole year. So for that to take place, that's just, that shows you that the Undertaker is in a pretty good place right now. Okay. So, there's now I'm gonna get to the next now I'm gonna get to the next picture. Next picture. Oh, good grief. I'm gonna get to the next song. It is Sekond Skyn, pretty good band that I've been playing. Big Lou put me onto them, and yeah. So we're ready to go. Sekond Skyn. The name of the song is "Bottle." Right here on the Sportswire. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Sekond Skyn with Bottle right here on the Sportswire. Like I said, they're great talent, great local band here from Connecticut. So that was definitely check them out. Sekond Skyn, SEKOND SKYN, Sekond Skyn, right here on the Sportswire. Okay, so ambassador. That's the word I was looking for. Ambassador is what is what the big show will be for the Special Olympics. Their ambassador. I knew I was missing something or other because, well, quite honestly, I was. All right, so we went through the WWE. The fallout is that on Raw, it was made official that it was going to be Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker at SummerSlam. Like I said, I don't know why they would do it a year and a half later, unless it's just something to set up Sting and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. It is what it is at this point, but I'm glad to see The Undertaker in good shape. He's also been announced for the Tour of Mexico, so I think this is going to be his final run with the company. He's got a lifetime contract. He'll be working backstage. He'll be working with NXT. So that's definitely that. He's the best gimmick left. Him and Sting are the two best gimmicks left. Because they're not their real names, or they're not real name-esque. You know what I mean? Like Bray Wyatt. We all know that that's not his real name, or same thing with Bo Dallas, but, they're like real names, you know what I mean? So that's what, you could be any character as long as it's his name, you know what I mean? But Undertaker has to be a certain type of character. Well, even he went through his biker taker gimmick. Same thing with Sting. He went from a surfer to the Crow, to the insane icon, the insane Joker, and now he's where he's supposed to be in the WWE. All right, so MLB All Star Game. Let's go on to that, shall we? So the MLB, the American League won. So let me just put that out. The American League won. So now the American League will get home field advantage in the World Series because, well, quite honestly, that's their new policy now. It's been that way for a few years now, but now that the All-Star break is over, getting back to regular schedules. The Yankees took 2 out of 3 from Seattle. Actually, tonight on SportsCenter on ESPN, Jansen is going to be on there as a Make-A-Wish person because he's granted the most wishes in history now. So he'll be at 6 p.m. tonight on ESPN. By the time you listen to this, who knows? But on the 21st of July, John Cena was on ESPN SportsCenter at 6 p.m. So there you go. Let me see if I could find the All-Star because I wanted to find something. Let's see. Where are we going? Home Run Derby. Who won the Home Run Derby? It was a hometown guy. I think it was like the second time in history that a hometown person won the Home Run Derby. And because it was last week, I highly doubt that that they're gonna end up having it still on here. Doobie-doo. Let's see. He was a Cincinnati Red. And it was a big name. I can't remember off the top of my head. Mike Trout ended up being the All-Star MVP, second year in a row. I think he's looking to get MVP for the entire world. Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier won the Home Run Derby, hometown hero. He actually got a WWE World Heavyweight title and tweeted a picture at it, challenging Seth Rollins, which I think he probably beat Seth Rollins. But Todd Frazier won the Home Run Derby, and it was a tournament. I liked the setup of it this year. Pete Rose got a standing ovation coming out of the dugout for the All-Star Game. Now, if that doesn't tell you that people say he needs to be forgiven, you know what? It's time that he needs to be forgiven because, quite honestly, it's time. The years have passed. 25 years that he's been, banished from baseball. it's time to, forgive and forget. He admitted to everything he's done. Now he's saying that he bet on baseball as a player, but you know what? Regardless of whether it's not steroids, it's not cheating. That's his. If he loses money, he loses money. It's not like he tried to throw a game or whatever. So that's what that boils down to, in my opinion. A-Rod is another one. He may be shunned, but hasn't been thrown out of the game, and he took steroids. As a player for years. And then lied about it and threw people under the bus. And now he's loved in New York. He's become indispensable. It's like, I think he needed, and I think A-Rod needed Jeter to leave. It kind of worked out the way it needed to. The fact that A-Rod was suspended for Jeter's last year, gave Jeter the spotlight. And now A-Rod can come back and say, you know what, I've done my time, I've done my penance, I've taken the time away from the game, and now this is my team. And you know what? He has done that. He's having a fantastic year. No PEDs, at least from what we know. And he's been having a great year. So you know what? More power to you, A-Rod. Good luck good luck, A-Rod. I am fully supporting Alex Rodriguez because I think he's just absolutely fantastic. And I really do. I like Alex Rodriguez. I think he's going to be great because he's obviously one of the best. He's one of the best in history, and I think that's just how it is. So that's what it boils down to. All right. So, let's see. We talked about baseball. We talked about wrestling. Random stuff. Before we get to the random stuff, we're going to go to another song. I know I just played this song less than 10 minutes ago, but sometimes you just gotta take some time to reset your brain. So, I'm going to get to our next song, and it's by Katie Perkins. It's called Hello Heartache, right here on the Sportswire.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm sitting here thinking about you again.
So that was Katie Perkins with Hello Heartache here on the Sportswire. I got to say, Katie Perkins has been, great talent here in Connecticut. I would have rather seen her on American Idol than that other bozo Nick Fradiani. But then again, American Idol is a dying brand. Ever since Simon Cowell left, it's gone downhill. You're probably hearing the little dings from Facebook. They're just people commenting on pictures instead of actually asking questions. But it is what it is. But anywho, random stuff. First of all, before I get into the random stuff, I just saw an article on Facebook that the Undertaker had posted, or not the Undertaker, but Bleacher Report had posted about the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar feud. It has to be very non-physical for the next few weeks or limited because of how big these guys are, how hard they hit. Brock Lesnar, former UFC champion, the Undertaker, who himself Golden Gloves when he was younger. He's a pure striker in the WWE, and he could have probably gone the MMA UFC route if he was a little younger as well. But I really feel that that's the truth, that they need to kind of stay away from each other a little bit before Battleground, before SummerSlam, just to live up to the hype, and keep Brock off TV for a couple weeks, keep the Undertaker off TV for a couple weeks where they miss each other or whatever the case may be. But it's got to be built big. They have to be careful with it, and they can't get into too many altercations about it. And that's that's what it is. It's almost like, here's how I would book it, where Undertaker beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Okay, and would that put Brock on a 3-match losing streak? Well, technically, yeah. But you know what? He could deal with it because Brock is going to be around for another 3 years. It's the Undertaker's last year. So here's what you're going to do: is you're going to have the Undertaker cleanly pin Brock Lesnar, and I mean a clean pin, no Paul Heyman interfering, no nothing. A clean pin, tombstone, cross the arms, 1, 2, 3. At the end of the night, have the main event. And then all of a sudden, at the entrance ramp, you see Sting pointing the bat. And that, my friends, will be just freaking awesome. Basically saying, you're next. That's how it should be booked. That's how I would book it. But, I'm not Vince. I'm not Triple H. So that's where it is. I'm not either one of them because, or else I would be a millionaire by this point. The Undertaker, this looks to be his last run. So he's going to be at SummerSlam, and he's going to end up, being in the Mexican tour in September or October. So, definitely, I wish, he's going to be in the Mexican tour after SummerSlam, but I wish he was there the night before SummerSlam at the house show in Bridgeport. I'm going to be there. My birthday is on the 22nd, which is the day before SummerSlam. 2 days before, or day before that, on Friday the 21st, WWE Live is going to be in Bridgeport. I'm trying to, go for my birthday, and we'll be going. Mark my words, we'll be going. Okay. So, I did post, I posted an apology yesterday on Facebook saying there was going to be no Sportswire yesterday, simply because I was going through some car problems. All right, so normal cars, and I don't want to say, and I say normal cars because my car clearly is not normal, okay? Normal cars, you end up, when something's wrong, you see the engine light, you see the oil light, whatever light is on, you deal with it. Well, that doesn't necessarily work in my car. In my car, I have a 2002 Mercury Sable. And Sable, being obviously the original diva, or no, Sunny was the original diva. Sable came right after her. That's not where I'm going. Anyways, temperamental car. This car is very temperamental, and it's mental, obviously, being the operative word. But the thing is from the time I had the car, there was a short in the electrical system. Okay, and what I mean by that is that basically, whether the car doors and the trunk are closed or not, the door light is still on. And that's, it goes off sometimes, but for the most part, it's on. So the doors don't lock on their own, and, the overhead light doesn't stay on when you open the car door because it thinks the doors are always open. So it's on that energy saving type of thing, so, okay. So that was the first weird thing that I saw. Then the engine light popped on about 6 months ago. No, not 6 months ago, maybe four months ago. So I start panicking. What's wrong with my car? But you know what? I was driving it during the day, and then I go to turn on the lights at night, and the underlight goes off. Go figure. There's a short somewhere. So I think nothing of it. I mean, I get it checked with the computer at Valvoline, and they said, oh, there's nothing wrong. Okay, I'll just chalk it up to the short. Okay, now, this being on the 17th of July, this past Friday, I took my son to see the Minion movie, which that movie was adorable. More on that later. I took my son to see the Minion movie. When I got home at 11 o'clock that night, because I didn't have to work, I started smelling, that metal type of smell. And I noticed that my temperature gauge was all the way up. It overheated. Luckily, I was a block and a half away from home, so I got home, turned off the car. I didn't tell you. I was panicking because that next Saturday morning, I had a wedding to do, that I had to go to, and I scrambled. We got but we found a ride. We got somebody to give us a ride, and, everything turned out fine. Come Sunday, I had to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I had to be dropped off to my girlfriend's house. I borrowed her car for Sunday morning, went to work, so Monday, okay? To preface this, our paychecks did not come in until Monday. Our paychecks were supposed to be there Friday. We all get there at 3 o'clock, and then our GM breaks the news. No checks today. Checks are coming Friday. And obviously we're all pissed off and upset at our owners because they're pieces of trash, but, that's neither here nor there. And I know they don't listen to my podcast, so I can say that. But the fact is, no checks. Checks are coming Monday. So I'm like, great. Now I have to wait till Monday. Well, I had a busy weekend anyway. So, I couldn't get my car to Monroe, which I was planning on taking my car to. I couldn't get it to Monday. And, my roommate said, okay, you can borrow my Monroe card, try to pay it off quickly. No problem. So now I've had cars that overheated before. Okay, I checked the oil on Saturday morning, and I'm like, okay, well, if it's overheating that badly, maybe it's the head gasket, because that's just my luck. It would be I think about the worst thing first. So I checked the oil. The oil is empty. Okay, and I'm thinking, okay, well, there's a problem there. I know I need an oil change. That doesn't have anything to do with the heat. Do with the heating up. At least that's what I thought. But okay, so Monday morning comes. I don't touch it at all for all weekend. Monday morning comes. I drive it to Monroe. All right, they're looking at it. They said, okay, well, give me about an hour and a half. I call 2.5 hours. Oh, we just took it on a road test. We're waiting for the engine. We had it heated up. We're taking the end. We're going to take it in, do an engine block test. We'll tell you in about an hour. I call back 2 hours later because they never get back to me. Well, in my opinion, it's not the head gasket because of yada, 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 yada. I'm like, great. Okay, so let's do the reservoir, let's do the reservoir, the thermostat, and a flush. Okay, because that's what the guy from Monroe had recommended. All right, great. I'm ready. I'm like, happy, joy, time for the super happy dance. He's like, give me an hour. I'll check the price. I'll call you back. Never calls me back. 2 hours later, I call there, and they're like, and the guy's like, oh, you know what? We did another test. It is the head gasket. Blah 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 blah. You do a new engine, but put another engine in there. But for the labor alone, it's $1,100, and whatever. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You no good piece of trash, you know? I'm like, how could another test determine something? So I go there to pick it up because the car's still drivable. If it was a head gasket, it wouldn't have been drivable. It would be overheating, you know, like nothing. So I go pick up the car. When I get there, he shows me the liquid test that he does. He said that I put this, you know, blue liquid in here. I put it over the reservoir. I, you know, try to draw in fumes. If it goes, you know, green, it's okay. But if it turns completely yellow, then there's, you know, exhaust fumes coming in from the radiator. You're not supposed to, blah, 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 blah. So he tells me all that. So he's showing me now. I'm convinced it's a head gasket. Or I'm thinking it's a head gasket. I start up the car. I drive it home. Monroe is only about maybe a mile and a half away from home. About a mile, because it was a half-hour walk back that morning. So about a mile away from my house was Monroe. I drive it the mile. The car's heating up, but it stays in the middle, like normal. No, it doesn't overheat. And I'm thinking, okay, well, all right, there's something there. So I get the car home. I borrowed my roommate's van. I go over to AutoZone, and I'm like, you know what? There was no oil in there, so let me just see if this is it. I go buy a 5-quart jug of oil, fill up, you know, put it in the car, and that's what it needed. It needed oil. You know, I added in all 5 quarts. I'm very thankful that the engine didn't seize on me, but I ended up adding all 5 quarts. Drove it to my girlfriend's house to test it because she lives about a mile and a half, 2 miles, maybe 3 miles away from my job. And it never overheated. It was fine. So I'm like, you know what? It's not the head gasket. It would have overheated because it goes all the way up. It doesn't stop, you know. So it's not the head gasket. So I'm like, okay. I had my landlord's mechanic come look at it at 8:00 this morning just to be on the safe side and get another opinion. He's like, it's not the head gasket. If it was, you know, using this, and this. Well, yeah, I didn't think so. So he ended up switching out the overflow reservoir for me. I ended up having to put in more coolant and whatever. So worst comes, you know, we did that, you know, and he showed me exactly what else has to be done on the car. So I am glad I have a new mechanic now. But be careful when you go to like Monroe or Meineke or Speedy or Valvoline or any of those places. Like now, I go to Valvoline for oil changes, okay, because they're nice and they're good, and I you know, they've helped me out quite a bit. So I've gone to them for oil changes. But when it comes to anything else, find a mechanic that you trust. These chains just want money. Now I had a good one in Hamden. His name was Bobby Capella from Capella Auto Repair. That's where I bought my car from. Unfortunately, I kind of stiffed him on $500 of the payments and that was me, and I didn't communicate to him because, like, literally, you know, 3 weeks after buying the car, I had to replace the starter and the alternator from Meineke of all places, and that was $500. I'm like, okay, well, that's the $500, and I didn't communicate that to him because, you know, he probably would have said, well, you should have called me and this and that. I said, well, I couldn't get it to you, and, you know, that was right there, and whatever the case was. You know, and it could have been 2 or 3 days by the time I got it to him. And, well, you know, that's what it is. What it is. So be careful. That's the moral of the story. Just be careful when it comes to that kind of stuff. And all right, so we're gonna get to our next song. It's called "Strong-Willed Woman" from AJ Jansen. And there's a reason why I'm playing that, and I will get to that after the song. So here's Strong-Willed Woman from AJ Jansen right here on the Sportswire.
I was left at the altar back in 1999. My friends thought it'd be over, thought that I'd be paralyzed. But out of desperation came the strong realization of the woman I was about to become. I'm a strong-willed woman, I just can't back down. I ain't afraid of losing faith, 'cause there's plenty to go around. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to think I could make it time it down. But I'm a strong-willed woman, I ain't gonna take Some say I must be crazy, but crazy keeps me sane. I make no apologies for the way my life's changed, 'cause I still love living with a bit of mystery. I'm just a country girl in a fast-paced world, and my love don't come for free. Now I'm a strong-willed woman, I just can't back down. I ain't afraid of losing faith, 'cause there's plenty to go around. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to think a good man can tie me down, but I'm a strong-willed woman. How you gonna take me now? Oh, don't tell me to be the way you think things ought to be. Oh, there's a fire inside me ready to set this woman free. Can't you see? I'm a strong-willed woman, I just can't back down. I ain't afraid of losing faith, 'cause there's plenty to go around. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to think a good man can tie me down, but I'm a strong-willed woman. How you gonna take me now? Strong-willed woman, I just can't back down. I ain't afraid of losing faith, 'cause there's plenty to go around. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to think a good man could tie me down, but I'm a strong-willed woman. How you gonna take me now? How you gonna take me now? How you gonna take me now?
All right, and that was AJ Jansen with Strong-Willed Woman right here on the Sportswire. AJ Jansen is country music's Rebel Rose. At least that's the name of her fan page on Facebook, Country Music's Rebel Rose. I think absolutely fantastic talent. She does play in Connecticut quite a bit. I'm going to work on trying to get an interview with her and maybe get up to a concert of hers if I have an opportunity to. But that's later on. A few more interviews are in the works. Deanna Marie, she's a former Tough Enough, or somebody who tried out for Tough Enough this year, didn't get it. There's another guy that reached out to me about doing an interview, but he doesn't have Skype or anything else, so we're going to work on trying to figure something out. So we got some good interview. Katie Perkins as well, we're working on trying to get an interview with her. So we're trying to pick up where Big Lou left off. I just don't have the time in my schedule that he did to, and I also don't have the equipment that he had to be able to get all these interviews, and that is not a call for us from Clinton, Connecticut. That's not a call for Sportswire. But anyways, I see something here, and I see something from Uproxx, UPROXX Sports. I subscribe to them on Facebook, or I like them, I should say, follow them. A guy gives a baby a Stone Cold Stunner. Now, I have to kind of look at this. I didn't read it yet. But why would you give your baby, and this is a baby, you understand, young toddlers, kids, and, I don't completely understand it. It's not... I don't know if you were able to hear that, but I just watched the video. It's and obviously you heard Jim Ross from a WrestleMania with The Rock and Stone Cold, and that wasn't obviously the clip, but it was a father basically, and it's not like he let the baby stand and give him a real Stone Cold Stunner, but it was just, it looked like it was, a regular Stone Cold Stunner. Now, I think, he was being super careful, and it wasn't, like, some of these other idiots that are out there that are really doing the backyard wrestling moves on each other. So it was one of those things where I think the baby's fine. Horsing around is one thing, and if you're being careful, that's no problem. I have no problem with that. The reason why I played AJ Jansen's Strong-Willed Woman is because there's a lot that's been going around on not only about Twitter, not only about Facebook and the news, but just in general about women that are being beaten and domestic abuse is completely on the rise. Especially with the NFL. I mean, the NFL, I swear, you need to have some kind of a felony conviction on your record and become an NFL player nowadays. And that's why Tim Tebow didn't make it. I got to stop on that one. But it's one of those things where it's hard to it's hard to really understand people and guys why they do this type of crap. I had a conversation, or it was it was something where I was I was talking to my girlfriend and we talk about a lot of different things because we're just that open with each other and that close. And, she's been hurt before. I don't, physically, I'm not at liberty to share exactly what she went through because that's obviously her business. And I'm not going to air her business on my show. But, everybody's had a share of, pain, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental. And, my girlfriend and I were talking about this one day. And I told her, I said, I don't understand. First of all, women are God's gift to us as men. And before I get all the females that listen to the show, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you guys are here to serve us because that's something that's back from the first century or farther. But the fact of the matter is this, okay? Women are, and I'm not trying to say women are fragile either because, I've seen some pretty tough-ass women. Look at Ronda Rousey. But the thing is what gives a man, and I put this, I actually put this up on Facebook. That's right. That's where it came from. I put it up on Facebook. I need to see where that is. Because I posted something and, I think it was on Sunday or maybe even, earlier because I was kind of ranting about something, and I was ranting about something. I can't remember. I gotta find it. Let's see. And just bear with me because I'm trying to find it. I posted it on Facebook. This one? Nope. Okay, probably easier way is to go to my page and find it. I posted something and I was ranting about something. Like what gives men the right to hit women? Now, I know it goes both ways, and I've heard about the Hope Solo thing. I gotta find it. I believe it was back. I think it was over the weekend. But I was really pissed off, and I was ranting about something because, I'm trying to. Just bear with me, folks. I'm trying to find. And there's no way to pause a recording here, on the Spreaker thing. There was while I'm scrolling through, there was a cop in Georgia, Conyers, Georgia. He was trapped in a hot police car for 10 hours, and the dog died. I made a post saying that I wonder if the cop's going to be arrested for animal cruelty. I think he should be, but I highly doubt it. That's complete BS, in my opinion. I'm still trying to find it. I apologize. Bear with me. Going through all the pictures. I went to a wedding on Saturday, so I'm going through all the pictures of it. All right. That was that. That was Friday. I am still going to say that I'm voting for Donald Trump. I think he's got it. I think he's got it going on. I think he's going to be a great president because I'm voting for him. I think everybody else should vote for him. Let's see. We're getting back. Coming back. Let's go. All right. Almost there. I can't even remember where it was or what I was ranting about. That's Thursday. Okay, here we go. Yes, this is from July 16th. All right, and here's what it is. Okay, so there was an issue at the hotel last night, and I'm going to read this. July 16th. There was an issue at the hotel last night. The cops had to be called by the guests due to a domestic disturbance. Luckily, the guy had left and everyone was okay, but it got me to thinking, why do some men think it's okay to hit or hurt women? Now, I know that it can go the other way as well, but I'm talking about men here. I feel truly blessed that to have Desiree as my girlfriend. She is my gift from God. I can never imagine hurting her, let alone physically hitting her. I was brought up to show respect to women. Then, as a Christian, I understood that women are God's daughters. We, as men, real men, should be treating women, be it girlfriend, wife, or even just a friend, as princesses, special in every way. And I should have added daughters in there as well, but the whole point is a relationship issue, not, children. Also, fathers, you need to set the example for your sons to show them how to treat women, and an example for your daughters so that you will set the bar high for anyone they may choose to date so they know how to be treated. I love Desiree's daughter, Nevaeh, and will show her how she deserves to be treated by men. This is a call to men everywhere. Be responsible fathers. Be loving boyfriends and husbands. That is all. And there were, quite a few people. Actually, there were 3 people that commented. Quite a few more people actually liked the post. But it's one of those things where it's become so norm in society nowadays that you hear about domestic abuse. It's always the boyfriend beat up the woman, and women are living with it. And I have there's a woman that goes to my church, and she helps domestic violence victims. And, it's one of those things, and I think it's so lopsided in the media because you rarely ever hear about a woman hitting a man. With the exception of, celebrities, and Hope Solo being one of them. I guess she was abusive to her nephew, I believe, or something like that. I don't know the whole story behind that. I've just heard bits and pieces of it. But the fact is, why do men feel that it's okay to beat up their women? And you know what? I don't want to hear alcohol as an excuse because of the simple fact that alcohol is not an excuse. If you're drinking and if you are drinking so much that you're hitting women because you're drunk, then it's time to stop drinking. End of discussion. And if you don't want to stop drinking, then you know what? Then you've got a problem on your hands. I don't like hearing alcohol as an excuse because it's not an excuse. It's just it's a cover up. basically. It's not an excuse. It's a cover-up. And, you know, I really feel that we as men, and yes, I'm talking about real men here. I'm not talking about the gangsters out there that think it's okay that, you know, women have to cater to their every whim, and if not, you could beat them. And this, no. Give me a break, you stupid bastard. If you think that it's okay to beat a woman, then you need to go somewhere and leave the women to be treated by real men the right way, the way they deserve to be. And, you know, it's like my girlfriend always tells me that I treated her the best that she's ever been treated, because I actually care about her, and I actually take the time to go to her, to go see her and her family, because she's a single mother. Okay? She's a single mother. And, you know, instead of making her choose, me or her daughter, I make it easy for her, because that's the way it's supposed to be. If you're a man and you're entering into a relationship with a single mother, you do what you have to do to make sure it's easier on the woman, not what's easier for you. If you have a loving woman, she's going to help you, and you guys will be a team. You guys will complement each other. I have no problem with that, because that's the way it's supposed to be. But when you're going to be an asshole and you're going to start hitting a woman because you want to feel superior, well, that honestly makes you less of a man. Okay? You should be fighting for your woman instead of fighting on your woman. Okay? So that's the way it should be. I don't have to be subjective on my show, because I run my show. So I don't have to be subjective. I can be objective. And you know what? I object to all these assholes out there who think it's okay to beat up a woman. I'm sorry. I don't care how much of a bitch the woman can be. And I'm speaking in plain English right now, so you know what? It may be a little R-rated, but you know what? That's the way it's going to be. Okay? I don't care how big of a bitch the woman can be, because you know what? When I'll be the first one to say I've seen some pretty bitchy women when they're on PMS. And I'm not trying to offend any woman out here, so please bear with me. Okay? Excuse me. I got so riled up, I was almost about to lose my voice. But the thing about it is this, okay? I don't care how big of a monster that she turns into during, whether it's PMS, an emotional time, pregnancy, whatever. That does not ever give a man a right to put his hands on a woman. I don't care what anybody's ever going to say. Oh, well, they were drunk and they were upset. That's bullshit. Quite honestly, that's bullshit. Because if you think that it's okay to put your hands on a woman, you know, and you know what? Men get pissed off at their girlfriends, at their wives, because you're trying to live with a person who's not you. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody has different thoughts. Everybody has different ideas of how things need to be done. I understand that. So you work together as a couple, as a unit, as a team. I tell my girlfriend all the time that we're a team now. Okay? We may not be married, we may not be living together, but we're a team. I will help her as much as I can, and she's helped me as much as she could. Okay? That's what it boils down to. Okay? You help each other out. You are a team. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Okay? So all you idiots out there that think it's okay to hit a woman because you're the big bad man and you think it keeps women in control and is obedience or whatever the case is, you need to go back to where you came from, because there are real men out there that will treat your woman like a princess. The sad part about it is that there's a lot of fathers that abuse their kids. Okay? So the woman already thinks from childhood that she's not worth it. So they get into these abusive relationships and they think that it's okay. That's what they crave. I had a girlfriend once that honestly was turned off by me because I was so nice to her. She would have rather been with a married guy who was cheating on his wife rather than somebody that devoted their entire life to her. And that's sad. Why should we be raising our girls to think that way? that you're not good enough to be a wife. You could only be a second fiddle. Really? You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. It makes me sad for my girlfriend's daughter's generation. You know, it makes me sad for my son's generation, because if my son's going to be a nice guy, he's not going to find any nice women because they all feel like they're not worth it. And it's really, really, really sad. That's my rant for the day. I'm going to go to my final song, and that is going to be Twizm Whyte Piece, our fellow host, fellow DJ here on the Sportswire, or here on Fat Cat Radio. Twizm Whyte Piece. The song is called Go Hard, okay? Right here on the Sportswire.
Hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the skates, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go hard with it each and every day. I go hard with it each and every way. I stray away from lanes too messed up in the brain to see the way my reign stays. No games played, all work, all day. All earned, no fake. Cushy burning all day. Yellow bone going down in hallways. I run this rap game in all ways. Giving thanks to my savior, all praise. Perfect total package, yep, always. Man, you know the way I go. Full throttle, game on slow. Hit down low, get your trunk full of bangers bumping, haters jumping. When you get to thumping down your block, whether Dodge, Lexus, or Maybach, I'm on top non-stop. Best of the new next. Take a second, get to reppin' Team Elite. Yeah, they flexin'. Look at the path laid before me. Two-stepping and I'm jigging all day. Two-stepping and I'm jigging all day. Hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the stage, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go harder than the next man. That's why I'm getting featured as the industry's next man. Keep these haters stressed, man, perplexed and wondering what kind of wonder I'ma be doing next, man. 223's aim, man, I did that. Now I'm on another level where I'm telling Kim, folk, go get that. Yellow bone, let me hit that. Kush, man, big bag, let me get that. This rap game, it's a rap, kid. I'm on another letting kid. Rude boy clothes, man, all up on my back. And the chain so shiny, lightning McQueen flash. And them haters talking smack. Team Elite, go handle that. Man, the game's so addictive that I know you'll come right back. Swag so official, yellow bone coming back to back. Down for the ride, sponsor, you can call him Fat Cat. On my own clothing line, you can go and Google that. Still think you're better, man, where we meeting at? Meeting hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the stage, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go hard.
All right, and that was Twizm Whyte Piece with Go Hard right here on the Sports Wire. All right, so we're going to get to our final segment of the show. And that is our dumb law of the day, dumb laws of the day. Today we're traveling down south to good old Mississippi, and we're going to go with our dumb laws here in Mississippi. All right. They're all brought to you courtesy of dumblaws.com. Check them out. Mississippi's anti-Bloomberg bill will restrict towns and counties from regulating nutrition labeling, which I think regulating nutrition labeling is a good thing. If one parent if one is a parent to two illegitimate children, that person will go to jail for at least 1 month. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? No one may bribe any athlete to rig a game, match, or tournament, etc. Well, that goes to reason. Okay? It is illegal to teach others what polygamy is. That's weird. A man may not seduce a woman by lying and claiming he will marry her. That's a whole Meatloaf song. Paradise by the Dashboard. One may be fined up to $100 for using profane language in public places. All right. Private citizens may personally arrest any person that disturbs a church service. That's cool. Unnatural intercourse, if both parties voluntarily participate, results in a maximum sentence of 10 years and $10,000. Holy crap! Unnatural intercourse. That's anal intercourse. I'm supposing, and even homosexual gay intercourse. I would assume that would have been repealed by now. But wow. Okay. It is illegal for a male to be sexually aroused in public. That's something that you really can't control. Cattle rustling is punishable by hanging. Horses are not to be housed within 50 feet of any road. Adultery or fornication, living together while not married, or having sex with someone that is not your spouse results in a fine of $500 and or 6 months in prison. Holy crap. Vagrancy is punishable by either 30 days in prison or a $250 fine. In Ridgeland, Maryland, Mississippi, it is unlawful for anyone to have sex in public. Exterior burglar bars, which are viewable from the street, are not allowed. That's ridiculous. In Tylertown, it is unlawful to shave in the center of Main Street. I don't know why you'd want to shave in the road anyways. So that's those are the dumb laws in Mississippi, and some of them are quite dumb. All right, so folks, I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the Sportswire any way you can. If you are a business out there and you want to support, whether it's Sportswire or Fat Cat Radio, email me, sportswire@swe-ct.com. If you want to be a guest on the show, just let me know. I've mentioned the ways to follow us. Just find us and everything. All right? I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for listening to the Sportswire.